Hello and welcome to Reginaldesq. I'm Underhook and this is my review of the French Tier 9 Scout Tank, the AMX 1390. So is it any good? Yeah, it's a pretty good Scout Tank. I originally reviewed this tank in March of 2014, that's over 4 years ago now, when it was a Tier 8 Scout Tank, and a heck of a lot has changed since then. So it deserves a re-review. Now on this tank I have vents fitted to improve mainly to improve view range. That's why I've got them on there. I've also got binoculars fitted so that I can get some passive scouting done, and I have a vertical stabilizer fitted to improve my accuracy on the move and during turret rotation by 20%. The accuracy on this tank isn't great, and I've always found the whole AMX series really hard to shoot while on the move. The gun just seems to bounce around a lot, so that's why I got the vertical stabilizers. My crew, well, my commander has 6th Sense, which is one of those things you really want on a scout tank, and he's 82% on camouflage. The other two have completed their camouflage training, so it's almost fully camouflaged now. And the driver, I think he has snapshot as well. I must be the gunner, and he's working on designated target, which won't take effect until it's 100% because that's a perk. And this guy has smooth ride and is working on off-road driving. So that's how it is. What I'll do, I'll talk a little bit about the difference between the Tier 9 and when it was a Tier 8 during gameplay. But for now, we'll have a look at the tank comparison. So on the left, we have the 1390, and this is the rest of the Tier 9 Scouts. T54, which I reviewed recently, and a T49 I re-reviewed recently. The other two I've never driven. Unfortunately, it's showing the stats here for the howitzer style gun of the T49, and I don't know of a way of changing that in the comparison mode. Some people have mentioned it in comments and other reviews of how to change it, but I can't change it in this area. So if you figure out a way of changing it when you're in comparison, let me know. Anyway, 205mm of pen is the worst of the bunch. The T49 here has 212 pen, so 205 is the lowest, next worst to T54, but it seems adequate to me. Damage of 240 per shot is the equal lowest, along with the RU251. The T49 here has 240 as well. So, but considering this is has a magazine, has a 4-shell magazine, then the 240 damage actually turns out to be pretty good. The rate of fire, well, reload, well, okay. It's 2.21 seconds between shells. So it's actually a 2.21 seconds. It's 23 seconds to reload the whole clip. Oh, here it is, 2.21, yeah. So it's 23 to reload the whole mag. So if you look at these other guys, we're shooting reload time of 7 seconds, 9 seconds here, and I can't remember what the reload is on this one. I think it's 6 seconds on the T49. So the fact that we can do 2.21 means we can pretty much empty our 4 shells into a tank by the time these guys reload for their second shot. So you do have that real burst damage advantage in this AMX 1390, which is what makes it fun and different to the other tanks, I guess. It's a 90mm gun, so you're not going to overmatch very many tanks. Shell velocity of 1163 is the best of the bunch, so easier to move moving targets and that sort of thing with this tank. The T49 has 1080, which is the same as the AU251. Now the ammo capacity of 40 seems fine to me. I'm not good enough to use any more shells than that. Aim time of 2.7 is not, I think it is the worst actually. The T49 I think for aiming time has 2.3, same as the WZ. So really the 251 seems to win in the aiming time stakes, and aiming time is pretty darn important when you're in a light tank because you can't really be taking any hits. So 2.7 is pretty bad. 0.38 dispersion is bad, but they're all pretty bad. 0.4 for the T49. Move dispersion on the gun whilst moving is about average for this tank. The elevation of 12 degrees is pretty bad, and the depression of 6 degrees is bad. And it's quite noticeable how bad it is on this tank. That said, the Russian and the Chinese both only have 5 degrees of gun depression, and the 251 and T49 are both excellent with 10 degrees. Forward speed of 64 is very good, but, well, it's the equal worst of this bunch along with the Chinese WZ. The fastest is the AU251 at 70 km per hour. Reverse speed of 23 is also, well, it's average I guess. The 251 and T49 are slightly faster at 24. Not much difference. Engine power of 470. Well, it's a very light tank at only 14 tons. All the others are heavy. Do not ram anything at all in this tank. I accidentally rammed a Foch and exploded yesterday because he managed to shoot me. I think he killed my driver, and so I couldn't steer out of the way, and I rammed him at full speed. Anyway, power to weight ratio actually isn't that good, even though it's lighter than all the other tanks. The power is not very good, and it actually has a worst power to weight ratio of all the tanks. So going up hills in this thing, it does suffer more than the other tanks do. That said, its terrain resistances, yeah, they're kind of not very good either. So going up hills and turning and stuff like that, this tank isn't great at it. And when you consider it's already got the worst track traverse of all of them at 40, so it's already got the worst track traverse, and it's got the worst, pretty much most of the worst terrain resistances as well. So it doesn't handle anywhere near as well as the others do. Turret traverse of 46 though is the second best, so not too bad there. Hull armor, we're not going to worry about armor. The only one of these that really has any armor is the T-54 lightweight. So there's no point even talking about the armor. Health of 1200, has the lowest amount of hit points, which is kind of weird, but it does. What else can we tell you? The view range is only 380 meters, which is the worst of the bunch, which is pretty bad. I guess it's the lowest in height. So it has the, I think it's the lowest in height, so it has the best camouflage, but the worst view range. So speaking of camouflage, this does not include the Chinese tank, which I believe is probably the same as the T-54 lightweight, because they're very similar looking tanks. But you can see here the AMX 1390 does have the best camouflage of the bunch, although it only slightly beats the RU-251, the German one. The T-49 is a fair way worse, and that is the worst of the bunch. But the T-54 lightweight's sort of not bad. So yeah, camouflage, it's better, but really I would rather have the RU-251 as far as the view, because it's got the view range and the camo. So if we go back and actually just have a look at the view range, the RU-251's got 410 meter view range as well. So as far as actually just spotting people goes, the RU-251 has really good camouflage and good view range. The T-49 has the view range, but it doesn't have the camo. So, yeah, but this poor guy, 1390 view range, isn't very good. The map is Mines, and it's a tier 10 game. We're in our tier 9 French scout tank. I'm showing you this game because it shows the poor accuracy. Now, most of the scout tanks do have very poor accuracy, but I just wanted to show you so that you know what you're up against. Now, unfortunately, this guy, I was going for the hill, and this guy, you can see he's just typed in I'm not going to the hill. So obviously he was typing while he was driving, and yeah, I was pretty angry, and I typed in something I shouldn't have. He's not an idiot, he just, you know, obviously he was typing while he was driving and just couldn't get out of my way and just cut me off right at the start, so I couldn't get to the hill, so we took a different path. Anyway, I shouldn't have got upset by that. So I don't normally wear it, so I normally try and go for the hill. Actually, I think the game before this I played, I went to the hill, made it to the hill, was on the hill on my own. Another tank drove up there, a tier 10 tank. I started shooting it, and just nobody else came near me. They sort of left me up there, and I got shot by a lurver on my own team, and then I just got taken out. It was, yeah. The big problem with scout tanks is that if you make a bold move to get to a good spot, you need to like rush there. And so often, by the time you get there, I took that shot because I couldn't miss, and I've got cover. Yeah, by the time you get there, nobody goes there. But you don't know till you get there that nobody has gone the same way as you, and you can't get any spotting damage. You can't do anything. Anyway, always a bit of a risk in a scout tank. So hopefully we'll get to see a few shots here which shows the poor accuracy. I had a few games to choose from actually where I could show you the poor accuracy, but this one actually ended up being an okay game. So I thought I'll show you this one because it's an okay game as well as showing poor accuracy. So we go for track now, we get the track. I take a hit, but I decide to get another shot in, and we do, and our team takes care of him. Unfortunately, looking at who shot me, I probably shouldn't have taken that shot. 447 from an AHM. And really, in a tier 10 game, in a scout tank, you really shouldn't be saying, oh, I'll just take a shot to get, I'll just take a hit to get an extra shot out, because, you can actually get one shot. So someone actually shot at the bush there, but I think they were just guessing. Okay, so we've reloaded now. Can we get a shot on this guy? Is he going to come out? Yes, he is. So I have to take the shot. Okay, well, that's fair enough that one missed. I was wobbling around all over the joint. Oh, they're shooting at us. So as you can see, good camo, and they're not really spotting us. Obviously, when we fire our gun, we blow our camouflage, but I'm also at the point now, and I think it's the way for a lot of people with scout tanks, where I'm sort of at the point where I'm kind of not too worried about how much spotting damage I do anymore, and just trying to do some of my own damage, because go for a track here. I go for the track, but I miss the track. Oh, and it's funny, that time I just decided to go for the side of his tank, and we actually tracked him. Oh dear. So we're going for the reload again. The reload's a lot better than it used to be. When this was a tier 8 tank, it had a 42-second reload time to reload the magazine. Artillery just splashed us there. But now it's only 23 seconds to reload the mag. And that's without vents or anything. It's 23 seconds. Should be a little bit quicker for me, I think. Although actually vents affect crew, and crew don't affect the speed of a magazine reload. So no, it probably will still be just 23 seconds. I can't resist the chance to take this guy out. I thought I was going to get him with one shot, but I needed two, and now I'm going to get out of the way. So we still know that this leopard is in front of us, and I was wondering when he was going to show up. So we miss him with that shot. Take my time, this time and aim. And we miss him again. So that was awesome. So this is where your accuracy, he did 385 damage to me there with one shot. And I sort of got to get out of here now because I can't hit him. And this is where the poor accuracy of this tank just really, wrecks it. I've got a little bit of spotting damage there. It just makes it really tough, because in battles like that where you really need your shot to hit and you take your time, you see out then your aim, and it just misses. And you think, well, it was pretty close range. So I'm going back up again here because we've basically got to spot this guy, because he's going to spot, if he gets close enough, he'll spot all of our guys. So yes, that was a miss. How that missed, I don't know. So we lost. Anyway, finished on top for my team, believe it or not. What did we do? 1900 and something damage. 13 shots fired, 9 hit, 9 penetrated. Total damage of 1989. Most of it was close-ish range, and 534 assistance, so not much assistance damage. Damaging 3 tanks, destroying 1. And we made a small profit. So we had some good accuracy, but it was just there at the end with that leopard where at least a couple of shots that really, I don't know where the shots went. Who knows? The map is Erlenberg, and it's a tier 9 game, and we're in a tier 9 tank, and there's only 2 tier 9s, so we've got a bit of a bonus here. Now, I said I'd tell you a little bit about the difference between when it was a tier 8. Well, when it was a tier 8, it had 6 shells in the magazine. Now it only has 4, which sounds like a nerf, but I don't think it is, because it used to take 42 seconds to reload the magazine. Now it only takes 23. 23 is manageable. 42 was you just had to run. Also, the loading time between each shell used to be 2.73 seconds, now it's 2.21, so it's half a second quicker between each shell, which also makes a big difference. So those are big buffs. I think overall the gun's been buffed. Also, the penetration when it was a tier 8 was only 170. The penetration is now 205. The damage remains the same at 240. And also, premium ammunition used to give you 248 pin, and it still does give you 248 pin. So they only buffed the penetration on the AP ammo, not on anything else. The gun dispersion is 0.38, same as it used to be, so no change there, although I think accuracy has been changed since then overall. And the aim time is better. It used to be a 3-second aim time, now it's a 2.7-second aim time. So as bad as the aim time is, and especially compared to the other scout tanks, it's still a lot better than it used to be. So overall I think the tank is better than it used to be, except for one thing, and that is the view range. The view range used to be 400 and now it's 380, and that's really made it tough on this tank. So it's got the best camouflage, but you can't really rely too heavily on view range. You've really just got to work your camo in this tank. So I pull back here to get the cover of this bush, so I can't see him clearly now, which means he can't see me clearly, or neither can those other tanks just there. So I was able to there basically get all my shots off without getting spotted. Although a shot just bounced off the STRV next to me, so whether, I don't know how he got spotted, because he would have had more bushes between him and me. So anyway, obviously our very good camo, that only took another shot where the STRV one was. Obviously he got spotted and I didn't, so that shows you the camouflage on this tank. And that's what you've got to use in this tank, is the camo. Now as far as the speed and all that goes, well, the engine actually has more horsepower. It used to be at 350, now it has 470. But the top speed is the same, the reverse, track reverse, turret reverse is exactly the same. So I assume it's probably better now at going up hills and that sort of thing. Although, as we saw, its terrain resistance are great, so whether they've nerfed those while they buffed the rest, I don't know. But anyway, it is what it is. So, once again, tempted to shoot this guy, but I'm not going to. I'm thinking about a tracking shot here. And then he starts to move, and I decide, yeah, you know what, he's going to get away, we need to get rid of him. I bounce off his turret there, though, so I'm pretty confident I've been spotted here. So I start moving back, but Sixth Sense didn't go off. I've got him lined up here for a shot, and then I realise, oh, my magazine's empty. Oops. I thought I had another shot in there. But anyway, we get the spotting damage on him anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So we've had a pretty good game up here doing some spotting, but all the tanks that were down there are now dead, so it's probably time to move up. I'm a little bit nervous about doing this. I haven't really... I think I've done it once on this map before, where I've scouted this side of the map. I normally scout the other side, but I decided to just give this side a go today. So I'm just seeing if this tank... I go behind here because I'm worried this guy T29 can spot me, but he's actually behind walls and all sorts of stuff there, so there's nothing really for me to worry about. So now's the moment of truth. I've got a few tanks behind me, so hopefully they will back me up by firing in. I think I actually type in here that I'm going in, just so that hopefully I get some support fire, because I'm sure there's a bunch of TDs there. Yeah, back me up. I'm going in. I'm gapimming in, I wrote. I'm not the best typer, especially when I'm trying to go fast. Anyway, we're moving in. We haven't been spotted, miraculously, which surprised me. I thought I would have spotted already, but I haven't been. We'll go up here now, get as far away as we can, just see if we can get a bit of spotting going. We haven't spotted anyway. Oh, we just could. I think we were able to see that Crusader there. Oh, there's the M12. Alright, so we eliminate the M12. The Crusader is on the other side of the ridge. Okay, well I'm going to try and spot, but I'm heading for these trees, but I just don't know why I haven't spotted anybody, and now we have. There's a Challenger. We get one shot in. I go for a tracking shot here, which we do, but unfortunately he tracks me as well. Another shot into him, and I decide to go around him and try and get down this little hill here, and then I realise it's the border of the map. So I've made a huge mistake. He gets another one into me. Lucky I had pretty much full health before this. I'm out of ammo. Artillery takes a shot at me and misses. I get hit again by the Challenger. How am I still alive? There's a Tiger just there. We just outmaneuver the Tiger and get over this little ridge. My gun is now reloaded, and somehow I'm still alive. We've spotted everyone though. I don't know where that Waffle Tracker just went, but there's the Crusader. One shot. Alright, so he's gone. I think somebody just got the Tiger. Yeah, they've only got 2 tanks left now. So it's only the Waffenträger and a T49. The Waffenträger is here, so we're just going to try and spot him. I'm going to use the Tiger, dead Tiger here as a bit of cover. Just peeping out over between his turret and his hull there, but I can't see anything. This Waffenträger is invisible. We've got a Tiger just over there. Oh, there he is. Wow, he's gone the other side of the ridge. I missed him, damn it. And get him with my last shot, and it's a tracking shot, so it's a bit of a bonus. And yeah, he gets destroyed, but we get a nice little reward for tracking him. And looks like we're about to cap. I'm going to try and get this T-49, but oh no, our Persian just got him. End of the game. So that turned out to be a class 1 in the tank. We got one of those Perscusi medals, I think, for killing the Arty, couple of Arty. Next screen. So we finished on top for our team with 1059 XP. We did 2568 damage, which was the most damage on our team as well. So the Oni, he did 2-2. He was the next best. On the other team though, there RHM, who put a shot into us, I think, as well, got 3-9. Oh, no, actually, he was on the other side of the map, I think. So he probably got high caliber. And this Waffenträger, he did 2-8 as well, which is a bit more than us. I think it's 2-8. So, but on our team, we did the most. So, which is funny. It's a light tank, although we were top tier. But you can still do quite a bit of damage with it. 16 hits, 16 shots, sorry. 14 of them hit, 12 penetrated. I had really good luck with my accuracy in this game. Total damage, 2,568. 297 at long range. Most of it was, medium range, short range. We received 3 hits. Of course, they all penetrated. We spotted 4 vehicles, damaging 6, destroying 3 of them. We did 2,491 spotting damage, so we managed to achieve the awesome 5,000 combined, which is always nice. And we made good money. You do get rewarded if you do good spotting and good damage in this tank. So 59,000 profit, because of course I don't fire any premium rounds. I don't think you need to. That penetration's pretty good for a light tank. And I just happened to be my first game of the day, so I've got a ×3 game because it was a weekend game, and I had my personal reserve bonuses going at the same time. So actually, yeah, take 24,000 off that profit, because that was or 25 off that. So probably would have made about 30 something profit, which in a tier 9 isn't too bad. Thank you for watching my review of the AMX 1390. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more reviews, please subscribe to Reginaldesq. Have fun!